What we're going to talk about today is the Hik-Central and how to add the Google Maps to the Hik-Central so you can view on the multiple sites. So for example, you have 10 different sites across the country and you have the centralized system like a Hik-Central, and then you can view in the control panel where the cameras are and what is actually happening on each one of them. It's not just for the cameras but also for like I'm going to show you now, for facial recognition terminals as well. Let me move on to the actual software. Like, you know, the Hik-Central, it's the paid license software. It's more than the centralized software that allow you to centralize all your recorders, cameras that you have on multiple sites in one place, so you can control them all from one piece of the equipment. So you need the Hik-Central software with running server, and then you can use the client. So let me move on to actual how to do the map view. So we're gonna move on to the monitor. In the monitor, you can see here, this is the Hik-Central page. It's a web page, a server web page, where we can change all the details of our software. In this case, what we need to do is we go to the system settings, and straight away on the left hand side we have the map. So in the map, you just need to select the GIS Map and make it online. So like you see, I have my code already in, but how to get that code, that's the most important. So let me get to the actual page where we can get this code. So we need to get to the cloud.google.com/maps-platform. And on this website, we just need to register. So you need to have the actually Gmail account with it to actually get into it. So let me actually move on to my Photos account here. So we just need to get started. Once we get started, it's going to move on to the next page. On the next page, we just create a project name. So we can create a Photos Forums Hik-Central and create that here. It would take a minute or two to actually create that API for the Hik-Central. So give it a minute. Once we have the APIs, we can use that on the Hik-Central. So that should be there now. There you go. So we just need to select maps and places and enable that API. Once we have the API, there is a code, so we can copy that, and that's done. So with this, within this portal, the Google Maps platform, you get the free allowance of about 200 euros, which, you know, it's based on the traffic on the website. But if you're going to use only for the Hik-Central, you're not going to have to, you know, pay any extra cost on it. So we go back to the web client of our server. In our server, you just need to type in this part so you can see the key. So I'm just going to copy and paste the key here and save it. Once it's saved, that's it. That should be ready now. So once I go back to my main page and go to the logical view, like you see here, the map just appear on the right hand side. So you have the Google Maps, so you can scroll in and zoom it in just like you would do on the Google Maps. I can enlarge that slightly if you like, or I can make it full screen. But I have the main site, so I'm just going to locate my main site. This software is going to help you to actually go through the process, what needs to be done. So like this site is not located, so our Hik-Central Photos Forum site is not located. So we're just going to move, zoom it in here slightly. We're just going to find our building. There it is. So we just go locate, and so this is our center. So this is going to be our Hik-Central. So once we have the Hik-Central here, we will be able to add some cameras to it as well, and some door stations and so on. So once I have that done, like you see here, I have some cameras already enrolled to this system, so I can drag and drop the cameras. So for example, one camera go here, and the other camera could go anywhere else in the world. So if you have multiple sites across you can actually go to different sites. I know the hospital here, for example. So once we have that done here, we can also put the doors. Just create that down below so I can add it to the map. So there it is. So I can move that around. So for example, this is the door entrance to, I don't know, one of the entrances in the hospital or a shopping center. It could be anything. And also it could be an exit. So we just select the exit. There you go. And scroll down to the bottom, make sure I add it to the map. I can change the color if you like. I can change the icon if you need some remarks. So click save, and there's a door, a second door. So I can put that door here. So I have my entrance over there and my exit somewhere here, for example. This is just the overview. So now I can tell these two are in Navan. So if I go back to Dublin, just going to double check the cameras in Dublin, just make sure we're going to do the same thing here for the cameras. So select the camera, scroll down to the bottom, add, and again you can change the icon if you like. If you have your own icons, you can use them, and change the name, color, click save, and you see that comes up here. You can of course change the detection area, so you can move around in what direction the camera is actually looking at, and what's the coverage of this camera here as well. So you can adjust that. So that's it. So that's one. And now we're just going to do a second one. So with the second one, we're just going to do the same thing. Change the color. And you can name that as well if you like. And click save. That brings that camera up here. And just put that camera maybe at the back of the building. There you go. So once we have that done, just double click anywhere, and there's one camera here, one at the back of the building. So we have assigned two cameras and two doors to in different places. So like you say, if you have multiple sites, you could have 10, 20, 100 different sites across the whole world if you like, and you can look at the maps and actually click into them. So I'm just going to show you how it's done now in the client software, because now we logged into the server. So we pre-configured that option here. So now we're going to move on to the client software. So in the client software, this is our client main page. We go to, I'm just going to close the whole thing, monitoring, and now we have the map. So you can tell we might need to update that. So that map will be displayed here. So we can see one side in Dublin, one side in Navan. So if I click any of these cameras here, it will zoom it in. If I double click, it actually is going to show me the view of this camera. Very cool. And the same, it's going to be with the second one. So if we can zoom out a little slightly here, I can go back here and see the exit and control that exit if you like, and the entrance as well. So every single one of them, it will show you the picture from that page. So this page, the whole page could be moved to one of the screens, to one of the actual like split screens or multiple screens we have there, the whole matrix, and just have that one camera, the picture standalone there, and looking at those different cameras. So let me show you what's going to happen when, for example, I'm going to scan myself on one of the terminals I have here. So I just authenticated on one of the doors, and it straight away show you who authenticated, and it will show the camera itself. So you can tell that person is just authenticated here as well. So this is really, really cool feature. If you have multiple sites across Ireland or any other place, you have the Hik-Central running, and you can have all the sites enrolled to the Hik-Central and just picture them on your Google Maps. That will allow you to easy to navigate to all your sites. So in the case if you have multiple sites, like I said, it's really user friendly as well. It's just by the clicking one button and it brings the whole page back here with all the cameras that are listed. Of course, you can have multiple cameras listed on the top of it. So for example, I'll just go and display our other cameras on the top of it. So I can have multiple screens selected. So I can have multiple cameras around from different sides if you need to, and have one of the split screens to show you the Google Maps with all the cameras listed. Yeah, of course you can search for each one of them, and you can change the different views if you need to as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all. So like you see, it's really straightforward. You need to create an API first. Then with that API, you can just move on to the Hik-Central server. Once it's connected to the internet, it's going to allow you to pull the information from the Google and actually allow you to display all your sites in one of the screens if you need to in the client software. So thank you very much guys for watching. I know it's a quick video, but from your feedback I know that's you more like the quick how-to videos, so we're just going to focus on that, I think. So thank you very much guys for watching. Thank you again, and see you next time. Next week we're gonna have a look on a different part of the Hik-Central, and I'm just gonna keep you updated. So thank you very much. Take care. Stay awesome as always. Bye.